Welcome back, everybody. With Stranger Things Season 4 just around the corner, I wanted to go ahead and make a Stranger Things character tier list. I've seen a lot of people make these in the past. I personally have never done one, so I'm super excited to give this a try and see how it turns out. Stranger Things is one of my all-time favorite shows. I convinced my wife to watch it, and now she's a huge fan. It's our probably our favorite collective show as a couple. And so love all of these characters. This is going to be really hard. But let's get right into it. So this is the best tier list that I could find. I feel like most of the tier lists that I found either didn't have all the characters that I wanted to see, or they had like way too many. Uh, Even this one I think has some characters that are kind of insignificant. So we're gonna add a row and just call it like not. Oh, I don't know what just happened there. We're gonna call this not significant or something like that. I'm not sure why that keeps going away. Not significant. Because I don't want to punish a character for not really having much bearing in this story. Doesn't really seem fair to me. So we'll just go through these kind of in the order that they pop up, unless I feel otherwise prompted. So we'll start out here. I don't actually know his actual name, but this is Nancy and Mike's dad. He's gonna be like a D for me. I don't know. He doesn't say much. He's the stereotypical dad, maybe C. I don't know. I feel like he kind of plays the part that he's meant to. Uh, he's not like super significant, but he's significant enough that I can't put him in not significant. So uh, I don't know. I'll probably put him in D. He's like whatever. You could take him or leave him. I'll put him in C. You take him or leave him. He's not a bad character. I don't not like him. But overall, just kind of a big meh. All right, and then we go from Mike's dad to Alexi, and if anyone if anyone tells you that Alexi is anything but S tier, they're lying to you. Okay, this man can do no wrong. He is peak character. He gets what he wants. He knows what he wants and he gets it. Those Slurpees, it's all him, all day, all day long. If I were his friend or anywhere around him, he gets all the Slurpees that he wants. So uh, that's not up for discussion. It's not an argument. It's just what it is. Alexi is S tier. Okay, I don't have any idea what this guy's name is. He's not really significant. He's in this group with I don't even know any of their names. Like this chick is also with him. They're in that one episode. It's the only episode that I don't really like. I'm trying to see if there are any more of that group. I think she's in that group. And then this is the big one. And she's more significant. And so I'm gonna rank her, but she gets a D. I hate this group. Like I said, this is the only episode that I kind of don't like in Stranger Things. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad episode of TV in general, but it's not great for Stranger Things. It breaks up the pacing quite a bit. It breaks up the flow. It's pretty awkward. And then this group of characters, not a good influence for Eleven. I do love that she comes back to kind of save the day. She's got like the eyeliner and she's got the leather coat and she's all bitching. I like kind of the what comes of that episode and the growth that we get for Eleven. So I guess it's not a bad episode, but it's just so off. It's so different. I feel like it kind of holds season two back just by itself, this one episode. So by default, these three, they're not really significant, not going to rank them. this girl, I don't remember her name. She's got powers, so I think she's gonna be more important. She'll probably show up again later. I would be happy if she didn't. I think this whole group is annoying and wouldn't mind not seeing them again. All right, Barb. This one might be a little bit of a hot take. Okay. I know that a lot of people really like Barb, justice for Barb, everything like that. She gets a C. She's not a bad character. I don't not like Barb, but she vanishes early season one, maybe mid season one, uh, and we just kind of forget about her. They try to bring this plot line back up in, I think it's in season three. Nancy's kind of like looking in, doing her Nancy Drew detective work to figure out what happened to Barb. There, it's the writer's way of getting justice for Barb. Uh, but I don't feel like Barb was such a great character that I needed that amount of closure on. Right, when people were saying justice for Barb, I didn't care. Okay, she's lame. She's not exciting. Kind of a party pooper. Uh, she's a good influence on Nancy, so that's good. That's worth taking note of. But overall, not someone that I fell in love with. So I wasn't super bummed when she went missing. Okay, this is the aunt, Eleven's aunt, I believe. Because her mom is crazy, and I think that this is the aunt. She's fine. Uh, she works well within the story how she's supposed to. This is the guy, if I remember right, he owns the restaurant and initially finds 11 early season one. I could probably put him as not significant. He was a good guy, though. He gets at least a C. Maybe I'll give him a B. He's a good guy. I would have liked to see him a little bit more. He kind of gets, uh, unalived pretty quick in the first season. So, like I said, I could probably put him in not significant, but this is my tier list, so I'll put people where I want to put them. Billy. Billy is a tough one. I am going to put Billy. Ooh. I don't know, guys. This is between S and A for me. I think Billy is an amazing character. He is exactly what he's supposed to be, right? He's a huge dick, but he's supposed to be a huge dick, and he does it well. Um, and then you end up feeling sorry for him in season three, right? When you get kind of that flashback, I'm gonna put him in A for now, but when you get that flashback and you see what Billy has gone through and how he's been trying to protect Max the entire time, uh, you kind of feel bad for him, right? Your heart aches, and then you feel bad for hating him this whole time. Uh, he's got the swag. He'll steal your mom, as we've seen. So be careful. Don't let your mom around Billy. And overall, he's just great. I don't think we see enough of him to really warrant an S, which is ironic because the only other person that we see in S so far is Alexi. I know. Okay, like I said, my tier list, deal with it. I don't think we see enough of him to really warrant an S. We don't get much of him in season two. Where we really see him is in season three. I would have liked to see more Billy. It'll be interesting to see if they do any flashbacks with Max or anything, and we see more of Billy. But as of right now, I'm gonna put him in A. I may switch him around later depending on where people end up. Moving on, we've got Bob. Bob is another excellent character. Good guy, Bob. He is a good influence on Will and Jonathan. A great romantic interest for Joyce. He's gonna go. Ooh, this is another one between S and A. Like I said, this is so hard. There's so many good characters. I'm gonna go with S. I mean, how can you not put Bob in S? All he wants is what's best for everybody. He's so understanding. He's always listening. And even though he doesn't know the whole story, he doesn't really know what's going on, right? When Will's having his episodes and things like that. He's just so supportive of Will and Joyce. And when Joyce says, I need some time, he's totally understanding. What a good guy. He, ultimate sacrifice. Can't be anything other than an S. Stand by it. All right, now we've got the deputies, the police officers, whatever you want to call them. They're fine. They're kind of fun. I like the kind of, nonchalant, not really interested vibes that they bring. They're not super significant to the story, but I like them. They're fun. They're a fun dynamic to add to Hopper and just kind of the police officer. It gives you some context on kind of what a small town Indiana, police force would look like in the 80s. So I think they do a great job. Really big fan. She's the worst. Mean lady. I don't know her name, but she runs around with Steve and Steve's friend in the first season. Not a fan. Go die. Dustin's mom, I think is who this is. Not significant. This lady, I'm going to go with not significant as well. If I remember right, that is someone who comes to Nancy and Mike's house and talks to Karen and Mike's dad and kind of threatens them. I could be wrong about that. Not significant. This is... what's his name? This is the little toad thing. I don't even know. The little toad thing that Dustin finds, and then it grows up to be like a Demodog. He's cute. He's fun. I like the introduction of the Demodogs. He's going in B. I don't remember what his name is. Here, let me... Dustin... I don't even know. Demodog. Dustin's Demodog. Dart. That's his name. Dart. Yeah, Dart's a B. He's the homie. He comes in clutch for the cast towards the end of season 2. Real good guy. Okay, the Demogorgon. Oh. The Demogorgon, I'm gonna put as like an S tier. And the reason for this is maybe not I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I'll go A. But as the idea of the villain, at least for the first season, I thought the Demogorgon was amazing. We don't see him much at all until the very end of the season, which keeps us on the edge of our seats. We do see kind of bits. We see him kind of coming through a wall at Joyce's house, which is freaky as can be. He just brings that fear, that tenseness. So he's gonna go as A because he doesn't really have a whole lot else to him, and because the Demogorgon isn't really a big factor after season 1. I don't feel like I can put him much higher, but to initially introduce that fear and kind of what the enemy is, the Demogorgon gets an A from me. Dr. Brenner, I am also going to put as A. He's someone who, once again, is exactly what he needs to be, right? We obviously are not supposed to like Brenner, and I don't know who this actor is, but he plays Brenner spectacularly. The way that he just has a coldness about him the entire time is almost chilling. Pun kind of intended, by the way. It's magnificent. I really hope we got hints that Brenner is not dead. We never officially saw him die. I've gone back, I've checked this. We don't officially see him die. We see the Demogorgon kind of jump on top of Brenner, but we don't actually get confirmation that he's dead. I would love to see Brenner pop back up, especially with 11 kind of older and having a different father figure now, right? She calls him Papa in season one and partially season two. And so I would love for him to pop back up and try to kind of manipulate Eleven's feelings a little bit, or her mental kind of state, her emotional, stability. I think that would be kind of an interesting twist, but I don't know how he would have technically survived the Demogorgon. So they would have to have a pretty good explanation for that. I don't know this guy's name either. He's the psychologist slash doctor. I don't know. He's kind of portrayed as just an all around doctor for Will, and he guides him through the episodes. He's an alright character. I don't feel like I have a whole lot to say about him, so I'll just leave it at that. He's alright. Dustin, instant S tier. Dustin brings the jokes. He is the comedy of the show, I feel like most of the time. I read somewhere that Dustin, the other cast members like Joyce, Hopper, people like that, were told not to swear because they had to keep all the profanity lines for Dustin, or as many of them as they could, having the little potty mouth that Dustin does. I think it's hilarious. I love Dustin. I love his little thing that he does with his teeth. The style that he's got. And I'll talk about this a little bit later, but his friendship with Steve is amazing, right? The synergy there, and just just the energy that those two bring is peak friendship. And it's what I strive to be every day. So Dustin's amazing. I love his little freakouts that he has. He's the man. 11, I'm also gonna put an S tier. S tier. She's excellent. She gets a lot of growth over the seasons. Probably one of the most, if not the most. I'm trying to look through the characters, but 11 gets some of the most growth we see. She starts out as this really shy girl, right? Not having a lot to say, and that's partially just because she might not have the words to say what she wants to. No social interaction really. And to see her kind of transform into a more confident, more colorful person, right? Kind of shown by what she wears. Her personality is kind of shown by what she wears throughout the seasons. Is really fun to watch. It's fun to see her in season 3 smiling, giggling more while she hangs out with Mike and the other crew. Even being bold, dumping Mike's ass. So it's super fun to see 11 grow. Obviously, she is pretty much what the whole show is about. So glad that, they really nailed this character. Now we've got, I believe it's Erica. This is Lucas's little sister. And this one's hard for me. This one might be kind of a hot take, but I'm going to put her as a C. I kind of want to put her as a D. Whoops. Like, if I did D, it'd be like high D. I don't really like Erica. I think she's kind of annoying. And I don't think she's supposed to be. I mean, I think she's supposed to be a little bit annoying because she's a little kid, right? But she's not my cup of tea. I think she's going to have a bigger part in season 4. So I hope that I kind of see more of her and she grows on me. Especially with, I just feel like there were hints that she's going to play a bigger role in this season. So I'll be interested to see how she interacts with other people. Right now, I feel like we only really saw her interact with the Steve Dustin kind of group and Robin as well. She's kind of in your face. If a 10-year-old, I don't know how old she is. I think she's supposed to be about 10 or so. 10, 11, 12, somewhere around there. If a 10-year-old was like that in my face, I would have to I'd have to be real patient that day and not just want to like, psh, you know, because she gets on my nerves. Um, yeah, not my cup of tea. I'm doing it. I'm taking the heat. Come at me. She's annoying. Don't like her. I don't know who this is. Is this the crazy lady who ends up? No, it's not the crazy lady that ends up eating like the fertilizer, right? I don't know. She's going to not significant. Maybe she's like the receptionist at Hopper's place. I don't know. I don't know this. I don't remember her name either, but this is the girl that Billy like gets with mind control right after he gets taken by the mind flayer, and they kind of work as a team. Ooh, and I think I don't know. She's like I'm gonna go C because we don't see much of her as her own character. She's just kind of the part of the hive mind the entire time. So we're gonna go with C. I feel like that's fair. She's not terrible. She's not great. Now we've got Holly. Holly is probably the definition of not significant in this show. Uh, I always forget that she even exists. So I could probably put her as C. I'm going not significant. She's supposed to be part of the family. Don't care. She pretty much doesn't exist until she has a moment like this where she's like, "Oh no, I'm scared." That's about it though. Um, I don't know how many scenes she's in. Not a whole lot. This is one of the bully guys, I think. The bullies that pick on Will and his friends. Uh, I guess I could go insignificant, but you're a dick, so you're going there. Hopper. Hopper. Okay. Hopper is. Let me just show you this. Right here on my desk, okay? I've got a Hopper Funko Pop. Actually, with an 11 one, by the way, because they're the best duo. Hopper is maybe my favorite character. It's close. It's close with another one still here to be ranked, but automatic S tier. When I was talking about 11 having the most growth, the only other person that I would put head to head on that is Hopper. Uh, we see Hopper grow so much over the series, right? We see the flashbacks of him with his daughter, losing his daughter to cancer, and then seeing him grow that parental like relationship with 11 again, giving her his daughter's bracelet, I think is what he does. So heartwarming. It's amazing. And Hopper, like Dustin, I think is one of the funniest in the show. I love his franticness. I love kind of the stern and straightforwardness that he has. And I especially love him in season 3 as he's trying to figure out his new dynamic with 11, right? He's trying to figure out how to talk to her, how to talk to a teenager, something that I'm sure a lot of parents can can relate to. I don't have a teenager, thankfully, but those would be hard conversations to have. And seeing him try to kind of grapple with that, seeing him try to grapple with maybe having a romantic interest in Joyce, right? As well as just the kick assery that he brings. Hopper is utterly amazing. Uh, Daddy is probably the best word for Hopper. And we'll leave it at that. That's probably the best thing that I can say about Hopper is that he's my daddy. So, Jonathan. Jonathan is like he's okay, I guess. I was gonna put him C. He can probably go above these guys. I mean, these guys aren't really significant, but he's good. He leaves a lot to be desired. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, Nancy and Jonathan are kind of the romantic interest, but he's he's kind of a lame dude. Not gonna lie. Uh, I mean, like she found him kind of creeping on her, right? He's got like these sketchy pictures he took while she was changing, and she's just like, oh yeah, let me come with you to fight this scary monster, and then they end up falling in love or whatever. I don't know. Jonathan's a weird dude. He's a great brother, which is why I'll put him B. He's a great brother to Will. I don't think he's very interesting. I don't think he's supposed to be fair. But as a character, I think he's kind of meh. I don't think he brings a whole lot. I think Nancy does more than he does. So, yeah, pick it up, Jonathan. You know, bring something to the table. Joyce. Joyce is another S tier character, and Winona Ryder and her performance as Joyce is exceptional. Uh, uh she Joyce is like the epitome of a great mom, right? Someone who just wants her kids to be safe and she wants what's best for them. She and you can tell, right? Winona Ryder's performance really portrays that. So she does an excellent job. Joyce isn't. She can be kind of annoying sometimes, but it's kind of a good annoying, right? The kind of mom annoying that you would want, the kind of persistence that you would want from a mom to make sure that you're okay. It would kind of be annoying as you're a teenager, right? She keeps, pretty good tabs on Will, but for good reason. She's awesome. Karen, on the other hand, not mom of the year. I feel like she never knows what's going on with her family, right? She's kind of the other end of the spectrum. She isn't really that significant to the story, right? Not on the level of Joyce, right? Joyce is like one of the main characters. Karen, not so much. She gets a little bit more screen time in season 3. I'll put her B behind Jonathan. Like she's a good character, I guess. Pretty much the only plot line she really gets is like, oh no, is she gonna go cheat on this schmuck with Billy? But I mean, like, come on, look at this. We got this schmuck, and we got Billy. Is that even really a question, right? Like, of course she's going to. Of course, I would too. Okay, it would make sense. Like, no hard feelings, girl. You do what you got to do. I'm just messing. I do not support cheating of any kind. All jokes. All right, the arcade dude. Whatever. Yeah, you're fine. Kind of annoying. I don't know. Maybe D. He's kind of a sleaze. Kind of gross. You can go here. Kind of behind Erica. Yeah, kind of sleazy. Kind of gross. Weird. Always has Cheeto fingers, if I remember right. Will and Johnny Boy's dad. He's going to go... This is a tough one. I'm going to put him above Karen. Once again, he does what he's supposed to. Kind of a douchebag dad. If I remember right, he doesn't really care at the beginning that Will's missing. This is before everything blows up, but he's kind of like, well, why didn't Joyce keep better tabs on him? I'm sure he'll show up. But that's kind of what he's supposed to be. He's kind of supposed to be a deadbeat dad, right? And I don't know. I feel like we all know someone with this type of dad. I think it's a realistic representation of what they were going for. I think that the actor nailed that. So yeah. Lucas. I'm going to go... It's between A and S. I'm going to go A with Lucas. Lucas is super fun. I love kind of the drive that Lucas has, I guess. He wants to get in there, get it done. And I love that about him. I like in season, I think it's season 2, when him and Mike get in a fight. I like that the group isn't always a cohesive unit that just is always working well together. I like that there's kind of some differences. And actually, while I'm talking about Lucas, I'm gonna bring Mad Max up. Mad Max is gonna go right by Billy and Lucas. Same kind of thing with Billy. She's in season 2 and season 3. She's a good character. She joins the team. At first there's some debate on whether or not she should be part of the team. Right, that's kind of where Mike and Dustin, or not Dustin, Mike and Lucas butt heads. Lucas is like, "Hey, if 11 can be part, so can Max, right?" And Mike's like, "No, because she's not 11." I feel like these two butt heads a couple times. But Max herself, I think, is fun. I like the new dynamic that she brings to the group. Right, everybody else is kind of this nerdy. Right, we get this nerdy group of friends, and when 11 comes, she's kind of a blank slate. So I wouldn't. She's kind of a blank slate. So she doesn't bring that much to the team. Max, on the other hand, brings a lot to the team. Right, she's got this kind of surfer skater vibe, and I think that's kind of fun and unique. Mike is gonna go right up here, just because he's been in the show longer. I'm gonna put him next to Lucas. Mike's fun. I don't think he's an S tier character. He is kind of the main protagonist. Murray. Murray, we're gonna go with. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Murray, we're gonna go with. I could go S. I'm gonna go A tier, kind of right here by Billy. Murray's crazy, and I think that that's super fun. That we've got this kind of weird. What would the word be? Conspiracy theory kind of guy in the show. When he first shows up in season 2, I thought it was just kind of fun that the character that he was, and then to see him come back and play a bigger role in season 3, I thought was actually great. I loved that they brought his character back in a convincing way. It was not overdone. I thought it was done well. Nancy is also going to go A. There's a lot of great characters here. Um, I would put Nancy higher. I didn't love her arc in season 3. It was kind of strange. And maybe that's just because I felt like it was kind of the same as it had been in season 2. And like I said, I feel like it was kind of this whole we have to get justice for Barb, but we had gone a whole season and a half without talking about her, so why now? Kind of thing. So because I didn't love her arc in season 3, I'm gonna put her in A. Also, we'll get there, but why Jonathan? Come on. I don't know who this guy is. Not significant. This is. I don't know who this is. Is she one of the other people that's mean? Not significant. Mean? I don't know. D. By this other chick. Just for consistency. Robin. Robin was a very good addition, I would say. And I'm going to put her up. I'm going to put her up by Billy. I hope to see a lot more Robin. I thought her interactions with Steve were super fun. Especially because Steve had this vibe of, I'm the best, I'm the greatest. Everyone wants to be me. And then Robin's interactions with him, which are kind of like, you're so lame, dude. And like, no one actually cares, right? High school is over. No one cares anymore. Kind of deflating his ego, I guess, a little bit. Was a fun dynamic that we hadn't explored yet. I hope to see a lot more of Robin moving forward. I thought that she was super fun. The science teacher is awesome. He's going right here next to Jonathan. He's a great character. We don't see him he doesn't have a huge role in the story, but he's the kind of science teacher that I would want. He gets the kids excited for science, right? It's the kind of thing you want from a teacher. So great teacher. Mind Flayer. We're gonna go with A. No, we're gonna go B. The Mind Flayer is all right. The fear that we get from the Mind Flayer doesn't really come from the Mind Flayer itself. It's more from the Demodogs that it's controlling. I guess if we want to talk about the Mind Flayer in season 3, that might be a different story. But after season 1, there's a certain element of the thrill and horror that leaves in the show, just because we now know what we're facing, and even more in season 2 when we explore the Mind Flayer a little bit more. So once we have a better knowledge, it's not quite as scary. And so for that reason, I feel like it's got to go in B. Overall, good though. I do like the idea of kind of this mind hive, or this hive mind control that we've got going on. The mayor, I absolutely love the mayor. I think this fun, charismatic, kind of sleazy mayor thing that we built here was super fun. He's gonna go A tier. I don't feel like I can put him much higher because he's not a main character. I don't want to impede on these main characters. I do probably like him more than Murray. No. I'm gonna switch that actually. I probably like Murray a little bit more. That's probably mostly because Murray's had more screen time. I would like to see more of the mayor, but I love seeing Hopper with the mayor. I thought that was super fun. And now we're moving on. Now we're moving on to the big boy. Just like Hopper, I love Steve. Steve, as I like to call him, is he's the OG, right? I know a lot of people hated Steve for most of the first season. I have always really liked Steve, and I don't know why, right? He is a huge tool bag in season 1. I get that. But he's supposed to be, and I understood that. And I saw the potential for Steve, and they followed through on it, and I really appreciated that. I think Steve has had a great story arc, right? Like I said, he kind of went from this hotshot high school guy to now he's done with high school and nobody really cares, as Robin helps him know. He's scooping ice cream in a small town, and he realizes that life is not all that he thought it was going to be. So I think Steve is awesome. I love the interactions that he has with pretty much everyone. I love the kind of confusion that he gets with being somehow the designated babysitter of the group, right? From going from this tool bag to designated babysitter. Props to the writers. I don't know how you pull something like that off. I'm actually gonna rearrange S tier a little bit so that it accurately reflects. We're gonna go like this. That's a good S tier, right? So best worst in S. But Steve is literally the man. He's my favorite. Hopper and Steve, the two daddies, right? We have Daddy Hopper and Daddy Steve. We've got, I think her name is Susie, Dustin's girlfriend. This one scene was spectacular, right? We go all season thinking that Dustin has made up this girlfriend, and she turns out to be real. I will say, I feel like I had a little bit more added humor and added fun as a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or a Mormon. I believe that she's Mormon and in Utah. I'm from Utah, so it was a little more fun for me to have a little bit of a shout out. So we're gonna go B. I can't put her much higher than that because she's not really in the show. Kind of like this guy, right? It's fun, and I love the singing scene when everybody else is on the radio and they're like, "What in the actual, is going on?" So, 11's mom, she's all right. She doesn't say much, doesn't do a whole lot. She helps 11 see what she needs to see, and that's about it. I'm having a hard time. Is that the mayor again? I can't even tell. Or is that somebody else? We're going to go with not significant. I don't remember who that is. This is another bully. You're the worst. You're the worst. And Will. Will is another S tier character. I'm going to put him just below Dustin because I feel like, and 11. Actually, maybe he'll go above 11. I'm going to put him above Dustin. I probably like Dustin more, but in terms of quality of a character, Will, I think, is the best. He's the best of the friend group. And even though we don't see him a whole lot in season 1, Will goes through so much and pretty much carries this friend group on his back, right? I feel like he and Dustin, to some extent, are the ones that kind of mend relationships between everybody. But all of this starts because of Will, and he takes it like a champ, right? He is super tough. And he's just, I don't know, he's the best. He's the best friend. He's the kind of friend that you want. So Will gets an S tier, absolutely. And yeah, this is my tier ranking. So I'm trying to see if I want to move anyone around now that I've got everything. These are the people that I don't like. Not significant, or I don't remember who they are. Yeah, fine, whatever. Good, not great. Great, best of the best, peak with Daddy Steve and Daddy Hopper. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Thanks for sticking around, guys. Let me know who your favorite characters are and who you're most excited to see in season 4. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.